Hello, hi, hello, how are you all? Happy Sunday. I hope that those of you who wanted to find us for our chat this weekend have been able to find us. Facebook have changed how they do things. So I used to always open a messenger chat through the Facebook group, and we meet from Friday evening, my time in the UK, to Sunday evening. And there's those of you who come in regularly and those of you who come in sometimes. And I've been trying the last couple of weeks to make sure that everyone's gathered into this new system, but there's a couple of teething problems as always with new systems. So I am so deeply sorry if you've been trying to join us and having any trouble. I'm really trying with people to troubleshoot, but I haven't got a lot of technical knowledge to help you myself. I've got lots of will and very little knowledge, but I'm trying hard. But I'm really sorry if you've been trying to join us. What it is now is that the new system is actually, it's going to be brilliant when we get it together. I think it's going to work really, really well for us as a community. I actually love it for us because it's through Messenger and you can join the community. So you're a member of the community, just like you're a member of our closed Facebook group, you're a member of our closed Messenger community. And then you can choose what you opt into, but you'll see any announcements and invitations from that space. So if you want to come and join when we open a chat, you can come and join that. If you want to see announcements, I often shout out, you know, if I've got appointments open up for one-to-one, anything like that, or if I've got anything going on. And you'll be able to see all of that and communicate with each other. And for those of you, and I know there's a lot of you, and I do this too, who are trying to be conscious of less scrolling on Facebook and being absorbed in the Facebook world, it's a really nice way for us to stay connected, but in that intentional way of actually just being with each other through the benefits of being connected online without going into that scrolly Facebook doom thing. So I hope you come and join us there. The easiest way, if you can, is to come and join the community, and then you can find and see everything. You'll be invited, you won't miss anything, but you absolutely have the control all the time. Because you can turn up, all the settings are there. You can choose whether or not you join chats, whether or not you join groups. You can choose to turn off all notifications for bits of time or all the time. So you don't have to be bombarded by it. It gives you the option to be connected with us. And that's what I just want for everyone. It's so hard as a group leader that I'm really mindful of. I really want to be supportive of everyone, not to be bombarded by notifications and to be scrolly on Facebook. I want to be supportive of that stuff, but also I'm aware that for a lot of us, that online is our community, and I want to make sure everyone finds everything that's meant for them. And the way Facebook runs these days is it hides everything. You know, when you scroll through your feed, it's mostly sponsored and ads stuff. It used to just be all your friends' updates, didn't it? And it's not anymore. And as a group leader to a sort of a modest group, you know, my heart-led soul tribe rather than a big business, I'm often asking myself, how do I make sure that you see stuff if you want to see it without being all demanding and bombarding you? It's really hard to get that balance. So I do a lot of the @everyone tag when I put like a live up like this, or when I put our cards up, or I'm offering a Reiki share or anything like that, because otherwise it just hides it from you. So I am sorry if you find that difficult. I do get that. I don't know what the answer is. I do my best, you know. I've got my cards out here and I'm giving them a shuffle. We've just come in the door. So this morning I did a little video in my membership group, the Freedom Centre, and I said, I saw myself on camera, I was like, excuse the state of me, I just got out of the bath and my hair was wild, it was all sticking up. And now I find myself thinking, oh my gosh, because we've just come in and it's absolutely pouring with rain. We went into town and we went for a Costa coffee for a drinky, the three of us. And it was really nice, but it's utter downpour and wind. And we had the umbrellas, but you know, when they're just like Mary Poppins style, not really doing anything, you're just getting wet underneath it. And I came in and I thought, oh, I'm gonna go and have a nice shower and get warm and put my pajamas on. And then I remembered, I am not at the top of the list for this. So Eliza's like, I'm going in the shower. I'm like, oh, okay, so you're going in the shower. And then my mother-in-law is like, I'm going to have a bath. And I'm like, oh, it's going to be a while, isn't it? Before I get in the bathroom. So hello, someone's joined, that's nice. So I realised I'm at the bottom of the pile to get in the bathroom. So I'm just coming to you wet, windswept, all over the place, but that's okay. With lots of love, and that's all you need from me, isn't it? So my gorgeous ones, I hope you are doing well and looking after yourself. I am super aware there are lots of you that are going through a lot. Some of you have been back in that back to school time. I've seen lots of threads in our communities of people who are wondering how to hold space for school refusals and challenges around that. I've seen lots of you who are struggling with sleep times at the moment, whether you're being affected by the eclipse season or just stuff going on with your family or whatever it is. I just want to send my love to you and recognise that's going on. And it is, if you follow the moon cycles and the astrology and all that stuff, it is talked about being quite an intense time at the moment. So be easy with yourselves. Lots of self-care needed, lots of self-love, lots of slowing down. I think, who's that? Hi, nice to see you. It just pops up who's watching. That's lovely. So lots of self-care, extra self-care needed at the moment. And that has to come with lots of intention from us parents, doesn't it? Because it doesn't just happen by accident. It's quite rare that anyone's there going, you know, here's this support, go and have a spa day or whatever it is that does floats your boat, you know. So we have to be really intentional about how we do that. And I know for me, I don't know if this is true for you, but I know for me, one of my ways that I need to make sure that I'm able to put self-care in place is to let go of a lot of stuff around me. That can be things on my to-do list that feel like they're really important but actually aren't. You know, we've been talking a lot in our membership space about clearing out. We're in, if you follow astrology stuff, we're in Virgo season at the moment, which is like really gets you in that I want to clear out the wardrobe. And of course, for us parents, we're talking about, you know, clearing out toys and you know, lots of stuff around the house that feels cluttered. And that feeling can come up really strong, can't it? But sometimes we can let that feel more important than actually feeling okay with how things are in this moment and just letting there be peace inside with, I'd like to. It'd be great if the energy comes along for that and the opportunity and I can flow with that and welcome it, but not making it a should, a must, a pressure, you know, and just letting that go. For me, one of the big things that I do when I notice that I need more self-care is to make sure I clear my diary out. Say no to things, you know, it really helps us tune into our boundaries, that sometimes it might mean saying no to other people about commitments or even just a pressure that's inside to feel like we're keeping up with something, someone, whatever it is in our mind that we feel like we're trying to keep up with all the time, that we ought to be doing this, we should be doing this, we should be able to do this. You know, I know as a PDA parent that often that feeling can come up. I hear this a lot from you guys who I work with of like, but we do so little compared to X, Y, and Z, or what I did when I was growing up as a kid, or what I think we should be able to do. We do so little. How can I possibly feel overwhelmed? And how can we, in that space, allow ourselves to say, I feel how I feel, and that's okay. And as we say, if you do EFT tapping with me, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. I love and forgive myself right where I am, right how I feel in this moment. And I just let that go. I just let that go, because this here, how I feel, is my real. You know, what my body is showing me, what my energy is showing me, this is what's here. And I have to, absolutely nothing I have to do about that. I can just give it a big hug, I can welcome it in, I can just be okay with that. And the peace that floods in that moment of surrendering to that truth. And I think that we are kind of spiritual leaders in a way. We're kind of way showers in a way with that, because I think all of humanity could do with a lot of that. I think there's a lot that we do unconsciously because we feel like we've got to keep up, we've got something to prove, and we all keep going like hamsters in a wheel. And actually there's a whole lot that we could do with just going, actually I can allow myself to let all this go. I don't have to do anything. I'm just here being me and following my flow, and that's okay. You know, that's okay. So I have all my own struggles with that too, always working on it. I've got my cards here. So if you like joining us for cards, a lot of you love our Friday cards. I love our Friday cards too. I always use these Wisdom for Healing cards. I love them very much because they're really accessible for everyone. I've just dropped one on the floor. It's probably the one we want. Yeah, one jumped out, and yeah, they're just like a lovely invitation. If you're not used to working with cards, I think sometimes it can seem a little bit out there. You know, how does it work? Why does it work? And I like to invite you to think of it as just being an invitation into your intuition. And it really doesn't matter how you get there. A card is just an opportunity to tune into that intuition that's inside you. It's always, you know, what you receive, what you know, what you feel when you get this card is all that matters, really, more than what the card says itself. It could be anything. It's just that the cards are really accessible and beautiful tools to allow us to respond to something in our, you know, in our gut intuition or in our heart or in our instincts that are already there, but maybe we just need that lens to help us to really notice it and really trust it today. So let's have a look. Okay, this is a get going card. It says act rather than wait. I'll just try and hold that so you can see the image. I'll have a read of the back of the card. So just notice if you've got any questions in your mind, anything you're exploring at the moment, anything you're working through, anything you're wondering about, anything that you're wanting some guidance on, anything that you're feeling unsure about or a bit cloudy about or fed up with, down in the dumps about too. Just notice what it is, and just as I read these words, just allow them to softly wash over you and see what they invite in you to need to let go of, to come more into this space. So let's see. Okay, today's lesson, think about something you've been waiting for. Are you waiting for someone to come into your life, for the perfect job or salary, for all your prayers to be answered without having to do anything to help them along? What does waiting do to your stress level? Your goal is to recognize that waiting rather than taking action is stressful and unproductive. What this makes me think about is, as an EFT guide, just in case anyone doesn't know, EFT is the primary self-help technique which I love to share with parents as an energy therapist, because it's a really beautiful, simple self-help technique that you can just pick up and use yourself, and it's really effective. We work with the acupoints that are all over the body's energy system to release on a mind or body or spirit level anything that's feeling stagnant, blocked, and it's just ready to get out of the way now. And it really supports the nervous system, and it works with that part of the brain that goes into fight, flight, freeze, fawn response, and just soothes and calms everything as we're focused on something with intention. So it's really simple and yet so powerful if you haven't tried it. And the teaching, the base premise of EFT is that every negative emotion, you know, and I say negative in inverted commas because everything is perfect feedback, isn't it? But what I mean by that is the stuff that we feel like we want to get over and get rid of, you know, the stuff that feels cruddy. The cause of all of that is a disruption in our body's energy system. It's like static, and it's just ready to be cleared up so that we can have openness and ease and flow again and have everything feeling well, which is our natural state of well-being. And there's another way that I like to say that, which is it's all about the resistance we're feeling to what's here. It's that tension, it's that resistance, it's us pushing against what is. And we're just being invited into surrendering that. And the thing that reminded me in this card about it is it says, what was the wording? What does waiting do to your stress levels? Your goal is to recognize waiting rather than taking action is stressful and unproductive. And the waiting made me think a bit about what I teach with EFT is like we can be over here and we feel like we want to get over here. and it feels like there's all this stuff in the way, steps or things we need to achieve or to do better or to sort out or to, you know, have come to us or whatever. And actually, if we consider the fact that actually the only thing between here and here is this resistance, this static in our body's energy system, then our only work right now to close that gap in this exact moment is to let go of that resistance that's in that space between. And it's not something that comes over time. It's not something we need to work towards. It's like instant. When we take that resistance out, it like comes together like magnets. And where we were and where we feel like we want to be is suddenly in that same space, because all of that resistance has gone out the middle. So that's what it made me think of. So just, if you want to do a bit of tapping with me, you can do that now. If you've not tried it before, it's super easy. Just to let you know, after you've done the tapping, you might feel like a sense of release. Sometimes we can be yawning, sometimes we can be crying, coughing. Sometimes you run into the loo, you know, it can, all kinds of ways that your system can clear out. Sometimes you can feel like a little bit lightheaded, or sometimes people see lights or like feel a little bit energetically woo-hoo. So if you do have that, then you can just put your feet on the ground and just don't jump up and it'll soon reset. Nothing's wrong at all. This is a really, really supportive of your system technique, and you can't do it wrong. It's really forgiving. So we start by tapping on the side of the hand here, underneath the little finger, and we do our setup statement. This is just where we make friends with exactly where we are. So you say something like, but you can follow along with me, you can repeat it. If you can do it out loud, it's best. If you can't, just say it in your head, but put a bit of gusto into it, you know. Even though I feel like I can't move on until, and I just want you to fill that in for me. I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I can't move on until, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I can't move on until, I love and forgive myself right where I am. I am enough. I'm an amazing parent. I love and appreciate myself. Okay, and then we're going to go up, use a couple of fingers and just start tapping on the front of the eyebrow. And we're just going to say, I can't move on until, you say pause. And then the same on the side of the eye, I can't move on until. And then under the eye, I'm just going to switch it up to keep your mind interested. I'm stuck here until. And then under the nose, I'm blocked until. And then on the chin, there's nothing I can do about this until. Right over the collarbone like this. Nobody or nothing can help me until. Under the arm, I'm stuck here until. On top of the head, I've got to wait until. And however true that feels, it's absolutely okay. I just want to let you take space to take in a nice full breath and then release that out again, and just allow that yourselves to be with that, even if it still feels completely true, and still allow that breath to move out. And notice how that energy and that truth can just discharge like the breath, you know? It's like it can move through, and even if you comes back around, even if you pick it back up like the next breath, that's okay. Notice that it can move, and that in that space, you know, when you breathe out and there's that pause, in that pause, we're in a receptive state, ready for something new. And we can be in that stillness, in that pause, and let new inspiration, new guidance, new little nudges all come into that space and lead us forward. And so just, you can allow yourself to do that tapping as much as you like, really gently like that. And you haven't got to push yourself forward. You haven't got to be anywhere other than you are. It's just about working with what's here and allowing, just like that breath out. Okay, that can move. And just get into that pause and notice that you're receptive to what's going to come next. And just be curious and loving and light with what could come in. What little new aha, little new speck of hope, what little guidance, or It might even be that a shadow comes into the light. You know, it's not always the comfortable stuff. Sometimes it's an awareness of something we need to heal or let go of. You know, it's not always the comfortable stuff that comes into our awareness, but the awareness, the consciousness is the glorious abundance that we get to receive in this moment, because that is our power, that is our superpower. So sending lots of love to you. Going to go and see how this bathroom queue is getting, because it's, you know, it's like nearly 3:30 in the afternoon, so obviously time to get my pyjamas on. So sending you lots of love. Oh, and also I've got some chocolate, because we just went to the shop. I've got some chocolate to eat. This is my Sunday afternoon secrets coming out for you. Lots of love. Thanks for being here. Oh, by the way, I'm having a little holiday this week. We are going to stay in a caravan with my mum and stepdad for a like midweek break. So I might be a little bit quiet for a few days, but generally I am available for doing one-to-one parent support sessions if you're looking for a touch-in online with me, so I can hold space for you to do whatever clearing out you need to do, to really hone in on your intuition, your inner guidance, to really be on that deconditioning and release of your resistance and all that stuff that's stuck inside, so you can really not only just hear yourself but be yourself, so you can be lit up and light and really open to the intuitive flow that your life wants you to be, you know, on that glorious ride with. So if you want to book a session, let me know. I always have to work around my family dynamics and needs, you know, just as much as you, but I'm getting a little bit more pockets of time open up for me as my daughter's decided she's going to go into her classes without me these days. So I get a little bit of time when those spaces come. So I've got a little bit more time to work with. So if you want to check in, either to book or to ask my availability, or you want to say, what the heck is it you do? How does it work? Would this work for me? Is it helpful? Absolutely, never any sales, any push. If you want me just to hold space for you to explore whether, you know, if you're feeling that intuition of there's a connection that would be useful for you here and you want to explore that with me, you know, absolutely happy to do that with you anytime. So just pop me a message. I would just like to keep it simple. It's not that I would mind you phoning me, but you know what it's like. It's not always easiest to talk. But if you pop me a message or messenger, or email me or something, and I can get back to you in my good sweet time. All right, lots of love. Hope to see some of you in the chat for the rest of the day anyway. Take super care. Bye.